Part 3, The Elements of Harmony. It's about time I did this bloody thing. I should have done it ages ago. So, my previous two parts have discussed the elements of harmony as in the main six, and the elements of harmony as in the stones themselves. Now we're going to discuss the elements of harmony as in a future perspective. So, a lot of this is going to be conjecture and headcanon, theories, and, just logical steps. So, the elements of harmony as a concept have never existed before the main six. Despite the fact that the six elements of harmony, the stones, were willed by the two sisters, they weren't the elements, were they? They were just bystanders using these powerful relics, these weapons of peace and love and blah 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 blah. God, I sound like a hippie. Anyway, so what is the fate of the elements of harmony as a concept after the main six have either become too old or have passed away from natural causes? Because it's even confirmed canon that Twilight is not immortal despite being an alicorn. She will die around the same time as the other elements. So, who will take over afterwards? Is there a mantle to be taken over? Or have the elements come into existence for this brief period of time, as in the way the canon show stands, just to look after Equestria for the moment? As in Destiny created them just for this period of time to deal with all of the evils and bad events that have taken place over the course of the show. This theory is not actually that unreasonable when you think about it, considering that Luna and Celestia have been guarding, the entirety of Equestria for the last 1,000 years without the assistance of the main six. And, they've done a very good job at it. We haven't had any troubles since the main six came to power, and the main six came to power to stop the troubles that we've had. So, it's quite a possibility that once this once the show ends, lore-wise, they will go on to continue doing their jobs until they become too old and they will pass away, and the elements, as in the stones, will pass back to Celestia and Luna, who will then continue to guard the kingdom until the next elements are required. I have heard, however, a rather interesting headcanon story that Discord himself is being converted by Luna and Celestia via the main six as the tool of conversion to take up the mantle as the element of harmony, the single one, the third guardian of Equestria, because Discord is, if not immortal, he's incredibly long-lived because he's been around just as long as the two sisters have. So he could very well be alive for another 1,000 years, which is not something that the main six are going to have happen to them. It's very unlikely that they will live past any reasonably normal age for what a unicorn, earth pony, or Pegasi do, whatever their actual life expectancies are within this universe. We don't actually know the answer to that, so it's only superstition. The final possibility that is going to occur is that the elements of harmony are now a permanent addition to Equestria, considering that there is now a castle. But what is going to happen once the elements pass away? It's an inevitable fact of life that all must die, especially when it comes to things that are not immortal. So, who would take up the next mantle? Who would be the next set of elements? There are several possibilities. One, the elements are taken up by the former elements choosing. So before they pass on, they speak a name, they point to a pony, they tell of a prophecy or something that comes to them, or whatever, and that next pony is chosen. So, it's like an inheritance, almost. Then there's blood inheritance, so family. So their children become the next element, or if they don't have children, their next closest relative who's young becomes the element, or something like that. And then the next one, which is probably the most likely considering how the elements came around to be in the first place canonally in the show, that another six will be chosen via a Destiny style event. That the current main 6 will all die very, very close to each other, if not within hours or days, and that another important event like another Sonic Rain Boom or something like that will occur, and the next main 6 will be brought together in order to take up the mantle for the next generation. Any of these 3 are possible. There are other possibilities. Who knows? It's give or take. So we have several possibilities. So it could be inheritance, it could be a one-off, Discord could take up the mantle, or it could move on to a different species altogether, possibly. Maybe the Griffins, or the Zebra, who knows. So that's all the different possibilities. There are others, there are some other accepted headcanons that I have not covered in this. And I have no doubt that people will probably tell me in the comments. I love how you guys actually talk in the comments now. I love it. Please just, let me know. I love responding. You see it, you guys know I respond. So, I will endeavor to keep making stuff. I've just been a little bit distracted with various things, games, study. Life gets in the way of these things, unfortunately. But thanks for watching, guys. Until then, you've been with the Emerald Bolt, and I will endeavor to keep making new shit in the future. Ciao, guys.